I want to welcome everybody. We're going to be doing a few different videos so that there will be a little more. There's been a request to have a little more variety in some of the archived videos for the Zoom physical therapy classes that we've been doing through the Rocky Mountain MS Center. This particular class is being filmed in the fall, and I thought I really enjoyed the fall Qigong routine that we just completed in class, so I thought I would at least take part of it. I don't know if I'll do all 3 segments or not. Carrie and I can talk about that if that makes sense. But when we're looking at fall Qigong, and we also did 6 healing sounds. That wouldn't be today that we would do that, but that might be in a subsequent video. The fall is a time in Qigong, Tai Chi, Chinese medicine to think about letting go of things, kind of looking at what you've accomplished through this year, the good that you've done, and moving into a more kind of you're in a transition season. So we're moving from summer where everything is growing and blooming, and now we're kind of gathering all that energy and all the things we've done and getting ready for a more peaceful time in the winter. So that's some of the thought process behind fall Qigong. And this routine, I want you to think about allowing that harvest energy to just flow and you feeling positive and good about what you've been able to accomplish in this past year. So we're going to start in that ready position. And again, we have our feet are flat on the floor. The 4 points of our feet are well grounded. Shoulders are rolled back. We have knees rising up out of the feet. Because most of us will be seated for this activity, I would like for you to think about the sit bones and how evenly you're sitting on the sit bones. Shoulders are rolled up. The spine is extended up through the head, but not rigid or stiff. The arms are engaged and at our sides. Taking 3 deep breaths. Time to release anything unnecessary, tension, frustrations, worries in your mind and in your body. The first move we're going to do is parting the clouds. We start with our hands down at our waistline, down by that lower dantian area. We're going to lift up. We're going to lift up overhead and then open our hands and part the clouds. I'm going to move the videos so maybe you can see my hands a little bit. Lift up, reach up overhead, and then palms going out, kind of releasing tensions, worries, anything you don't need to take with you. Remembering fall is a time to let go of things, to create new space for what we want to become. One more. The next move we're going to do is twisting the palms. So our hands will be out at the sides. One hand is rolled up, the other palm is down. And what we're going to do is switch. Do you see how I'm rolling my hands? So we're warming up through the arms, in the heart area. And if you want, you can actually add a little more shoulder into it. If it hurts, don't do that. But you can kind of really try and get that movement, bringing energy in through that point in your palms we've talked about, the Lao Gong point. Feel your neck, back, hip, and sacrum warming up. And then we're going to arms side to side. We're going to swing our arms side to side and shifting our body side to side. And this is really, we've been working the arms, we're working the back and the sacrum now. Now, we're going to do a bow stance, and that is where we turn sideways. One foot is forward, one is back. And we're going to do kind of that arm swing. We're going to bring it up, but down to the side. Up and down to the side. Now, as we go up, we can lift the heel. As we come back, we can lift the toe. I'll show you my feet. Okay, so as I come forward, the heel's up. As I come back, whoop, you can't see my toe. Just a second. Toes up. Heel, toe. Heel, toe. Good. Now we're going to do the same movement on the other side. So we've switched legs now. We're doing the hands up and down to the side, right? Up, down to the side. Up, down to the side. Lift the heel, lift the toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. Remembering to breathe. Last one. Come back to the middle, please. And this next one is called shake the head, swing the tail. So what we're going to do is and this stimulates the bladder meridian. The bladder meridian runs along down the sides of your back. So as we lean forward, we're stimulating that meridian. But we're going to go to one side. We're going to swing down, around, and come up. And again, shake the head, swing the tail. So leaning down, your head leads kind of in a half circle, down and across. And when we think of the bladder meridian, why are we interested in doing that right now? Well, bladder meridian is physically about letting go of fluids that we need to let go of, right? But metaphysically, it has purpose for just letting go in spirit and in the mind of what we need to let go of. Last one. Okay, we're going to do one called pushing the grass. So what we're going to do, you're going to push, imagine you're walking through a field of grass and it's real tall. So you have to push forward into it and then open it up, right? So again, this is trying to open up that heart area to be able to let go of things again, to Release tensions, worries. Being able to kind of accept that harvest energy. Preparing to be restful and appreciative of all the work that you've done. And let that energy come into your system. Now, we're going to do this same move in that bow stance. We're going to try it on both sides. We're going to push out, so we're going to shift forward, shift backward. Good. We're going to trade sides. Other leg is forward, other leg is back. And again, if you wanted to do this standing, you could if you feel stable. But do it so that you feel stable. Even if you can't lean forward and get your leg in this position, you can virtually do it. And when you do that, you send that energy where you're asking it to go. Hopefully you feel nice warmth and fullness in your palms. This is a sign of good energy or chi flow. And have that energy flow through your arms into the center of the body, to the dantian, and then down, also down into the lower dantian, into the center. Let's do 2 more. Face the middle. And let's just place our hands over the lower dantian area, storing that energy that we want to keep with us as we move into the restful season of winter here soon. And that's a segment of the fall Qigong routine. Alrighty. Now, we are going to work on our exterior. So I feel like the headless PT here. I'll bring this up just a notch. Okay. And let's do some shoulder rolls. We're going to start doing a little more of our workout here, physical workout. We did some physical work. I feel like when we do the Tai Chi and Qigong, we really are actually starting to warm up and use those muscles, right? All right, arms out and in. All right, how are we doing? I'm starting to warm up. All right, now you can have your hands either on your chest or you can have your hands behind your head. That's up to you. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring right elbow to the left knee as we march, left elbow to the right knee as we march. Remember to breathe. Don't hold your breath, please. Doing a good job. Now, if you can't get your knees up to meet your elbow, you can always bring your elbow down towards the knee. And it's a really good exercise for the trunk. You should feel your abs working, right? Now, while you're doing this, I want you to engage your abs. Think about pulling in that tummy. Let's stop for a second just to work on that idea. And that is to pull in your stomach as if somebody's going to punch you, right? So you're going to try to hold that tummy in, because when somebody hits you, you don't want that to hurt, right? You don't want them to punch you real hard. So that's engaging the abs. So let's try that exercise again. And we're going to have our hands here or on your chest, whatever you're comfortable with. And we're going to twist. Does that feel different this time? All right. 5. We're going to do 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Shake those arms out a little bit. We're going to do a side tap with the leg and a reach with the arm, okay? Then we're going to do the other side. Now, if you can't move your leg out to the side, you can just do the arm, right? As we talk about, you can always modify so that you can participate and work those muscles. You can slide it out a little. You could leave your legs still. If you had a paper plate or a dry clean bag, keep working. You could maybe slide your foot out a little bit easier to the side. If you wanted to use your weights, you could. I have a couple cans. Whatever weight feels good to you is fine. Sometimes just using a 1-pound weight is good because we do a lot of repetitions. So if your arms get tired, you can always put the weight down. Really try to reach over so you're really flexing one side of your trunk. As you flex over, right, you're stretching one side and then really working the other side of the muscles. All right, how are we doing? 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, now we're going to reach up, arms are going to be flexed, and we're going to come down to the knee. Now, if you can't lift your leg up, you could go up on your toe if you wanted, right? But I want you to think about, again, crunching those abs a little bit as we're doing this. Or you can just come down, right? If you can't get that leg up. Again, as we're doing this, we're doing a trunk curl or a crunch. We're working our arms and we're working our legs. So we're getting a lot of stuff worked on all at the same time. Breathing. Let's do 4, 3. My arms are getting tired. How are yours? 2. One last one. Okay, the next move, you'll need to be at the front end of your chair. And if you can, I want you to lean back. So when I say lean back, I don't want an arch like this. I want a flat back. I want you to just lean back. Okay? Now, if just sitting up away from the back of the chair is enough of an exercise, you can do it that way as well. Okay? And so what we're going to do, you could use weights if you want. And we're going to bring our hands to one side, across, and over to the other side. So it looks like this, across and over. Now, if you feel a lot of strain in your neck and shoulders, that means you're not using your abs. So again, engage those abs, right? And if anything's hurting your back, either sit up a little more or pull the hands closer towards the body so that you aren't straining your back. But engaging those abs, pulling them in, again, as if somebody's going to punch you in the tum and you feel like, you don't want to have that hurt. So that's pulling in the abs and engaging them. So we're already working the abs when we're doing that. Now, if you would like to make this harder, you could. And that would be to lift one leg up and let's go side to side. How does that feel? Keep one leg up and hold it. And if you wanted to make it extra tough, you could do both, right? Lift both up. All right, that's a toughie. Or you can have your feet on the floor. So, you have some options here. I'm warming up. Oh my gosh. Or one leg, right? Three, 2, and 1. Okay, let's take a sip of water. The next move we're going to work on, we're going to have our hands out to the sides. Again, if you want to use weights, you may. And what we're going to do is we're going to twist one side, twist the other way. But now we're going to try and do a straight leg raise. Okay? So again, you could just do a march if you can't do the straight leg raise. If you can't get your leg to lift, then I would like you to work that trunk and then maybe push down with your thighs or push down through your feet. Okay? So now you're working the thighs. Remember to breathe. are we doing? Are we smiling? Working out? Remember, you can always take a break if you need to help pace yourself. If you're getting too tired, do a few repetitions, sit out for just a bit, and come back in. Two, one. I need to set those weights down. Okay. Now we're going to do a jumping jack. So feet apart, feet together, apart, together. And so as our feet are apart, our hands are going to be down. Feet together, we're going to come up over one shoulder, back down. Other shoulder, back down. If you need to help, say you can lift one arm but not the other, then you could hold one hand at the wrist, right? Looking good. Remembering to breathe. Are we breathing? Okay. All right. Now, let's do a little bit of a march or a run. Get that heart rate up a little bit. Again, if you can't lift your feet off the floor, you could do it up on your toes, right? Or do your arms. Really make sure you're getting those arms to swing if you're not really able to get those legs to move. And we will all get our heart rate up. Breathe in. Now, think we can speed this up for like 30 seconds? Shall we try? Okay. In 3, 2, 1, go! We're about halfway there. Say, that's only 15 seconds? Jeez. 3, 2, 1. Okay, back to now that march is going to feel easy, right? Using arms, legs, or both. I got my arms mixed up. Here we go. We ready to try that again? 30 more seconds. You ready? I like to be towards the front of the chair to help with this. In 3, 2, 1, go. If you're doing just arms, I want you to run. You've got a big black bear following you. Believe it or not, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, march. Flexing those elbows, right? Bending your elbows. Palms are facing up. You can do arms or legs or both. Feels good to move. All right. Now, palms facing each other this time. And again, if you wanted to use weights, you may. So, because the biceps are considered bicep, right? 2 muscles. The 2 positions, right? Help to work the different fibers of the bicep. That's why we change hand position, if you're wondering. Looking good. All right. I feel this. Looking good. Remember, take rest breaks as you need. All right. Now, we're going to do, have you guys ever seen those kettlebells? You know, the little weight balls that have the handle? Well, we're going to do kind of a swing. We're going to have our feet apart if you can. You're going to have one weight, or if you want a little more, you could do 2. And what we're going to do, they do a swing. They call it a kettlebell swing. So you're going to lift up and back down. Lift up and back down. Now again, if you can't bend over that far, right, you could always just lean a little ways, right? You could just lean up. So when you're doing it, you'll have an up motion and a down motion. Up and down. Up and down. So we could do a modified one where we just have our hands here and lift up, right? If that's enough, that's fine. Or if you can't get your feet apart, do your hands at the side, lift up and down, up and down, up and down. Are you breathing? Up and down, up and down, up and down. We'll do a 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now we're going to work kind of the upper back area and like the triceps a little bit. Triceps meaning 3 muscles, right? So what we're going to do, you're going to lean forward, please. And I want you to pull your arms up, elbows close to your side, and then bring your hands back and down. So elbow up, elbow straight, bend the elbow, back down to the front. So elbow up, kicking back straight, elbow in and down. Keep the elbows close to the triceps, to the sides of your body, so that you're actually working the triceps. Lean as far forward as you can. Breathing. Let's do just a few more. 3, 2, and 1. Sit up. Take a big breath, please. Maybe a sip of water. I'm thirsty. Alrighty. Let's do some standing. And I'm going to do standing and seated activities. So what we're going to do, you'll have your chair, walker, counter, dresser, cane, whatever you need. And you'll have it to hold on to. Now, what I would like for you to do, I'm going to show you forward. We're going to go out. We're going to do a squat. Come up, in, squat, out, squat. So it's like a wide squat, middle squat, wide squat, middle squat. Blah, blah, blah. Say that 5 times fast. In, out, in. So if I'm sideways holding my chair, it'd be out, squat, come back to the middle, squat, other side out, squat, back to the middle, squat, out, squat, back to the middle, squat, out, squat, back to the middle, squat. Now, that's our standing activity. If you do not feel safe to step to the side, please just work on the middle squat or just do a wider squat and do both legs, okay? Seated people, we have some options here. So you're going to sit up tall towards the front of the chair. You're going to try and kick out, pinch the buns, and lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? Kick out, squeeze the buns, 2, 3. See how I lift up a little bit when I squeeze the backside? 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if you can't kick out, what I would like for you to do is think about tightening the thighs, pushing into the floor, squeezing the buns at the same time, and we're working the same muscles. Tighten those muscles. 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, right? Push down into the floor, lifting up just a little. 2, 3, 4, 5. If you wanted, you could do what we've called that rocket launch move, where you kind of lean forward and pick up just a bit. You could do that as well. So you could do kicks, bun squeezes, tightening the thighs and buns, or do a little rocket launch, where you sit at the front of the chair, lift up like you're going to stand up, and you change your mind and you sit back down. Okay? Standing people, are we still working together? Out, Squat in the middle, out, squat in the middle. And again, you can just do squats in the middle if you don't feel secure doing that step. That's fine. Holding on to that chair, walker, counter, table, whatever you need. All right, let's do some leg lifts to the back. Lift and down, lift and down. And seated people, you're going to work still the same. We're working the buns now. So you could do the bun squeezes or the rocket launches, right? And you can press down into the floor if you choose, right? Because that works the thighs as well. So we're getting all these muscle groups working. Try to stand up tall. Don't swing that leg if you can help it. Try and lift, lift and pinch. Lift and pinch. If you swing it, you're not getting quite as much activity, right? You want to squeeze and lift and down. Squeeze and lift and down. Work one side. Do a few on that side. If that leg gets tired, switch legs out. And if anybody's wondering what that sound is, it is the sound of my dog Eliza snoring. Because I think you can hear that. All right. Now, believe it or not, we've done quite a workout and it is time to stretch. So what I'd like for you to do is to sit down, and we are going to bring a footstool, trash can, or box in front of you. I'm going to bring the screen down a little so you can see. Have a belt with you. We're going to start with our figure 4 stretch, where we cross one leg over, sitting up tall, leaning forward at the hip. And if you can, draw a circle with that ankle, either with your foot and ankle muscles or with your hand, right? Now, if you can't get your leg up over your knee, you could always put it on the footstool or a box and lean forward. Or you can put it on the floor, but you have to lean further forward so that you feel stretch with that, right? Okay. Now, let's switch legs. Cross the other leg over, sitting up tall. Leaning forward, hinging at the hips, trying to keep your back straight because you'll feel more stretch that way. And you should feel the stretch down the side of the thigh, up into the buns maybe. And again, a circle with the foot, with the ankle and foot. If you have a brace on and it stops you from doing this, please do this when you take your brace off. Maybe before you go to bed or something. You can use your hand. You guys have done a great workout. All right. Now let's bring one foot out in front. Heels down, toes pointing up, the knee is flat. We're going to try to sit forward or hinge at the hip again. Hinge forward at the hip. Keeping that knee as flat as you can. If you need help to initiate that stretch or you want more, you can put the belt around the middle of the foot and have the belt to help pull forward a bit. The belt also helps with keeping the foot and the leg from rolling in or out, right? So it points straight up at the ceiling. You should feel a stretch from your buns down to your knee in your thigh. Now, let's move the belt up to the ball of the foot. And now we're going to feel a stretch in the calf, right? So I want you to pull back on the ball of the foot till you get a stretch in the calf muscle. And now you should feel the calf. It can help, if your foot wants to roll in or out, you can help position that with the belt. And then think, if you want to get even more stretch from your high knee down to your knee down to the ankle, up into the foot, you can lean forward with the belt. Try and have that foot straight in front of you. You'll feel more stretch. If it's out to the side, just try it. You won't feel nearly as much stretch. All right, let's do the other foot. One leg out in front. Knee is down or flat. Knee is flat. We're going to hinge at the hip. Toe is pointing up. And we're going to put, if we need to, put the belt around the middle of the foot again to get more stretch or to help initiate that hinge forward, please. Now we're going to move the belt up to the ball of the foot and we're going to pull back, right? Don't push into the belt. I find people want to push down. You want to pull those toes up towards you. And try and have that leg or that foot come right up the middle of the shin. If you want, you can then lean forward into the belt and then feel the whole backside of the leg stretch. Good. Okay. Now, let's roll the shoulders up, back, and around. Looking good. When you do this, think of moving those shoulder blades down along the rib cage. Let's do a twist, please. So you're going to reach to your thigh, to the back of the chair, and you're going to turn and try and look over your shoulder. And let's do the other side. Turn and twist and look to the other side. Remember, the taller you sit up, the more rotation you'll be able to achieve. Let's do a side bend. If you need to have your footstool, box, trash can to the side so you feel more stable, you can. And let's do the other side. Okay. Drop one ear to one shoulder. Other ear to the other shoulder. Stretching out that neck. Try not to bring your shoulder to your ear. Come up. If you can, lace your fingers. If you can't, hold your wrist. Push your hands out. In front. Hands up overhead. Hands behind your head. Stretching out the front of that shoulder, that chest. If you can't do this here, please try it in bed. Without a pillow, you can put your hands or try and get your hands behind your head. Nice shoulder stretch. Big half circle down across your chest now. Then I want you to do what I call listening heads. It's as if somebody's talking about you in the booth behind you, right? So you want to slide your chin back along that shelf till you feel kind of the upper back and neck muscles turn on. Bring your hands out. This is good exercise. Reach around, give yourself a hug. Pulling the head back like that is really good for posture and the neck and neck pain. Switch arms, other arm on top. I want to thank you for your time, your attention today. And I hope you found that this was a helpful video to get you moving, to think about fall energy, and I hope you have a very productive autumn. I hope whatever season it is that you're watching this in is a good one. So thank you for your time. Have a great day. Bye.